Here are moments you won't believe actually happened from Zack from a guy surviving an arrow that was shot through his head, like literally through his brain, saying that all along we've been pooping the wrong way. And by the way, these moments only get crazier throughout the video.
Walt Disney took a bite of the hot dog, counted his steps, then tossed the wrapper on the ground.
Whoa, 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 whoa. The owner of Disney littering? Come on now, set an example.
According to the legend. And he watched other guests do the same. When he counted, he found it was about 30 steps before someone would drop their trash. And when he opened Disneyland and installed trash cans, he personally measured out 30 steps between each one. So now, when you walk through a Disney theme park, you'll find a trash can exactly when you need it.
What the heck? Yo, that's very strange. 30 steps? That's really cool, but like strange. Walt was always 30 steps ahead of you.
He carved a deep hole inside the center of each eye, leaving a thin rod of stone behind. Now, if he removed too much, it could break and fall off, so this was risky. But if he sculpted the faces like a Greek statue, the eyes would be left blank, making them look lifeless and dull. So by using this technique, sunlight bounced off the shaft, while the rest of the iris was covered by shadows, giving the illusion of a twinkling eye.
Whoa, we gotta search this on Google Image. I don't believe this. What the hell? Yo, Zack was so cool, bro. Like, no one asked for this, but bro, here we go. Like, he's literally like the best YouTube channel. Like, now, like being objective, he can create an unlimited amount of ideas.
The lump on her thigh popped.
Great way to start the video again. Just honestly, at this point, we should be used to it.
As a wire pierced its way out.
Wire?
Previously, the woman had a filter put in a large vein years ago. It was supposed to act like a net, catching blood clots before they reached her heart. But it shattered and spread throughout her veins.
Oh my gosh, you better sue that company that did that. Oh, I mean the surgeons.
A lump in her leg, and even wedging near her spine. Doctors told her they couldn't remove the pieces because of how small they were. So they're still floating in her today, ready to kill her at any moment.
Are you serious? Bro, this is my Zack film dose of traumatizing, bro. What is, oh my, bro, you could literally die at any moment, bro. Like, at that point, you don't even want to, like, I don't know if this works, but like, you don't want to go on like roller coasters, or else like the blood and metal pieces will go everywhere, bro. That's genuinely terrifying, y'all. Zack saying ready to kill at any moment gave chills down my son. Yes, like, bro, like, bro, you could die at any moment.
If you connected enough extension cords to stretch from New York all the way to California, you might think you could charge your phone from across the country. But you would actually need about 2.5 million 6-foot charging cords connected end to end just to make it reach.
Yo, who did the math, bro? Yo, what the? That's crazy.
Into heat as it travels,
oh
it slowly loses energy along the way. So by the time it reached your phone, it would have less power than if you just rubbed your hand on a balloon. With a knife, stab...
I'm sorry, Larry the lobster. No!
Stab the cross on the lobster's head to kill it. Then poach it in salted water,
Larry,
to loosen the meat. After that, snap off the claw.
All right,
twist, then pull, and the meat should slide right out. Then
were there sound effects necessary?
Knife to crack open and empty the other side. Straighten the tail before you twist it clean off. Then squeeze the shell to pop out the juicy meat. Next, remove the 8 legs. Use a rolling pin to squeeze the meat out from each one like toothpaste. And finally, you can enjoy every bit of the lobster's meat.
Rest in peace, Larry. Rest in peace, bro. Bro, watch every Gordon Ramsay lobster demonstration on MasterChef. I think Zack should open a cooking channel, bro. He could like literally do anything. Bro, animation is so broken, y'all. You could literally think of like this, how to fix a computer, why our farts stink. Like, bro, you can make any idea.
Inside the bean, a larva smacks its head against the hollow shell, causing it to twitch and jump. Now, they do this when the beans are placed in the hot sun. You see, without movement, the heat could actually cook them alive. But by banging their heads, the larva cause the beans to jerk and roll, eventually bouncing out of the sunlight to escape the heat. They can keep doing this for months as needed, until they finally transform into a moth and crawl out of the shell. well.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, I was about to say, like, you could have done that at first, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I guess that's how they're born, I guess. I guess. Like, I would be really scared and terrified seeing beans moving on their own, bro. Yeah, bro. I remember as kids, I always thought these were just little jumping beans. I didn't know there were actually bugs inside. Wait, this is crazy. I want to see a real video.
These beans can move, but how they work will shock you. These are Mexican jumping beans, and at first glance they seem like magic, but place them on a flat surface and seconds later they're jumping and wiggling almost as if they're alive. And well, they kind of are, because inside each bean is a tiny living larva, and what makes them move is actually pretty sad. Ever notice when the bean is in your hand under the sun or just on a warm surface it starts moving? But that's actually the larva on the inside trying to move around and find a cooler area. And while the movement appears like it's jumping to us, this is actually the larva's survival instinct so they don't burn alive.
Whoa, that's kind of weird. That is kind of scary. Imagine, yo, that would be a crazy Christmas gift or birthday gift.
The dragon flew above Disney World and
What?
sat inside. Special controls allowed him to move the head,
That's pretty cool.
flap the wings, and swing
Wait,
the tail.
that's so
a giant
cool.
fan attached to its back pushed it forward, while a paraglider held it up in the sky. Powerful spotlights focused only on the dragon, but the dark glider was hidden against the night sky, and this made it look like a real flying dragon. A hidden cannon even let it spit fire, but after flying over the grand opening, it was put in storage and never seen again.
What? Oh, wait. Bro, you could literally make childhood dreams, bro. Or like kids, their like ultimate dreams come true, bro. Going to Disney and you see a dragon over the castle. Like, yo, that's euphoric, bro. Those two people looked happy to be in the shipping container. Wait, let me see this. What are they doing, bro?
Thread the line through the
Oh, how to catch a megalodon. Yeah, I would definitely ask this Zack films.
eye and wrap it around itself 6 times.
Okay.
Then pass it back through the loop and pull tight. Now, for a human-sized fish, you would only need a stainless steel hook about 1 inch wide. But for a great white shark, over 2,400 pounds, the hook would have to be around 10 inches of solid steel. And pulling it up would take a machine strong enough to lift a car. Now, if you wanted to catch a megalodon, your hook would be 3 feet tall and 7 inches thick, and you would need a bluefin tuna on the hook as bait, but it would require arm and back muscles at least 10 times wider just to pull it in.
Wow, wait, that's crazy, bro. Well, hold on. I want to give y'all a visual representation of 3 feet. Look how big this is. That's what she said. But dude, 3 feet? Dude, what kind of hook is that? Yo! This is like, I don't know. I'm definitely like 6'7", and like, bro, this is, bro, imagine a steel hook this big.
They watched as the plane's engines cut out one by one.
Oh my.
Until all 4 were dead, leaving it gliding silently at 37,000 feet.
Oh my
See,
gosh.
A cloud of volcanic ash had been blown high into the sky from an eruption. And since it wasn't a normal cloud, it didn't show up on the plane's radar. When it entered the engines, the heat melted it into glass. That glass clogged the turbines and shut down all 4 engines, meaning for 15 minutes, the pilot could only glide as the plane dropped thousands of feet, with everyone on board believing they were going to die. But as the plane dropped lower, it finally left the cloud, and the glass began to break off the engines, allowing the pilots
Yeah!
The plane landed safely, saving every life.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a miracle, baby. No, I was actually so happy, bro. I hate, obviously, bro, what am I saying? But like, I just hate when people die, bro, and like stuff like this. Like, it's so tragic when people die to something that's really safe. In reality, like, planes are really safe, and this to be safe at the end. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy, bro. This is just an animation, bro, and I'm getting this excited. The plane is falling. All I can think of how I felt for you. Yo, we got near-death airplane riz right here, bro.
When you sit to poop, the position actually makes it harder for it to come out.
All right, bro. Yeah, there you guys have it. If you guys want to see more, bro, what am I?
See, sitting tightens your muscles, which presses on your large intestine, bending it into a kink that jams everything up. But if you use a footstool, your knees rise toward your chest and your muscles relax, mimicking the way our ancestors have squatted to poop for thousands of years. It straightens the kink so your poop slides right out.
I'm done. What kind of thread did you use against your animators to animate this? Imagine that they actually have to see the parts, which is crazy, y'all. And then the editor would have to like cover it in post, bro. I think this could have stayed in the drafts.
He would look at the guard's key and instantly memorize the pattern. Then he would file a piece of scrap metal into the exact same shape and let himself out of prison. You see, as an autistic child, he had a special talent for mechanics, and when his father died, he left his tools to him. But his stepmother called the police, since the will hadn't been read yet. He was sentenced to 4 years, but after just a month, he climbed over the razor wire fence and ran. Now this added more time to his sentence, as well as solitary confinement. But once he was back in his cell, he used a makeshift saw to cut through the bars. Another time, he made a zip gun from a tube of toothpaste, pointing it at the prison guards as he ran. And after 13 escape attempts, his sentence stretched to 34 years, with 27 of those spent in solitary confinement. And even though people have protested, he's still in prison to this day.
Bro, put him into the engineering lab, bro. This guy should not be in jail. If he's able to do all of that, bro, imagine the potential he has in his brain, bro. He seems genuinely so smart. Imagine what his life could have been if it wasn't for the mother. That's what I'm saying, bro. What did the mother do, bro? Why couldn't he, like, bro, it was just a toolbox, bro. Why'd he go to jail for using the toolbox? By the way, it's lawful to escape jail and journey, and doing so without committing any further offenses would not increase your sentence. Desire for freedom is a fundamental human right. Well, that's interesting.
Slip the nail inside the claw and wedge it in tight. Then line it up to the right place and give it one sharp hit. This will force the nail to stick in the wood. Now, if you just hold the nail in place, you could easily slip and hit your thumb, which can cause serious injuries. But using the claw method means your fingers are nowhere near the nail. And once it's stuck in the wood, you can hammer it the rest of the way.
Thanks, Zack T Films. This is actually pretty useful. I'm not even joking. The banding on the person after they hit their hand is just a perfect touch of detail. Hey, these animators, bro, they're getting smarter and smarter.
Santa's sleigh would need to be larger than the Great Pyramid to hold all of the world's presents. You see, there are about 1 billion kids on Earth, and if each one gets around 3 gifts, and each gift weighs about 1 pound, there would be 3 billion pounds of presents in total. His 9 reindeer wouldn't stand a chance with this thing, meaning he would need over 7 million.
What the heck?
He would have to fly millions of miles per hour just to meet the deadline. That speed would make the reindeer, Santa, and all the presents vaporize.
Is it me or but like Zack T Films is just getting better at the animations. This is really fire, bro. Literally, that too, bro. Yeah, but Santa is magical, duh. Also, Rudolph has the strength of millions of reindeer, bro.
She would slide into the chair's hollow frame and hidden panels, folding her body tight.
Ain't she flexible? Like hella flexible, bro. Damn.
Inside.
Oh my gosh.
The magician wheels it out on stage, showing how normal the chair is from all angles. Then he throws the cloth over it and shakes it, letting the woman quickly open the chair and climb out. And just as she gets into position, the magician whips away the cloth, creating the illusion that she appeared from nowhere.
Yo, screw the magician. Props to the girl. Can the girl get credit?
Her body
oh my.
Inside.
Damn. That position was diabolical. That's what I'm saying. Her flexibility is already a talent, bro. Yeah, screw the magician. Props to the girl.
They pulled a live eel out of the man's belly. You see, the man had come in complaining of severe pain. And when doctors pushed on his abdomen, it was rock hard. When they stuck the camera inside, they saw the eel, and it was moving. Now, some say this was part of some strange folk cure, but he never said how it actually got in there.
Why was it rock hard in the first place? What the heck? Doctor, how do you feel? Man, I feel you. Good one.
They caught the shark and tied the line to the back of the boat. And as it began to swim, their boat actually started to move.
Bro,
see,
was that a good idea?
Lost at sea for weeks after their GPS failed. They drank salt water, ate
Wait, I don't think salt water is a good idea, bro.
Raw fish and fought to stay alive. And when they finally caught the shark, they rigged it up like like an engine, and for 3 days, it dragged their boat across the
That's
ocean
crazy.
until it finally died.
Yo, why am I laughing, bro? I'm sorry.
In the distance, they saw an island, and after 33 days lost at sea, they finally reached land.
Is it the right land though? An island could be in the middle of the ocean, bro. Quality smoother than my eyes vision.
His friend shot an arrow.
I just know this about to it's not about to go well, bro. Unless you're like a professional, this will not go
At
well.
the gas canister on his head. You see, he had just joined a men's rafting group, and this was part of his initiation.
This is like some college frat hazing type activities.
They were both drunk, and the arrow
Yo, rest in peace. I know I didn't even watch the video. I'm sorry for pausing. Yo, bro, rest in peace, bro.
missed the can, hitting him instead. As it shot through his skull, it somehow missed all major blood vessels before coming out the back. And the man stayed conscious the entire time. Doctors treated him by drilling around the arrowhead and pulling the rest through. And even though he lost his eye, he survived without any brain damage.
That guy's so lucky. How? Like, did the brain like is up here and like it went under or something? Like, that's a miracle he's alive. What brain was there to damage? Exactly, bro. If you're so smart enough to do this, this wouldn't happen in the first place. So he doesn't have a brain.
The animal is skinned and the hide is scraped clean. Next, tree bark is soaked in water until it turns dark. Then the hide is dropped in. The natural acids from the bark slowly bind to the skin, which stops it from decomposing. Over the next few weeks, the hide is moved through stronger solutions, and each new solution binds more acids to the proteins in the skin, which toughens the fibers. At the same time, it dyes the skin, making it darker. And when it's done, the leather is strong, durable, and resistant to rot.
So this is how they make leather armor in Minecraft, but instead we just get leather armor from the cows and just instantly craft it. That's pretty cool. So what you're telling me is leather doesn't automatically drop as the animal carcass turns into the puff of white smoke upon its death? Hey.
They hid the poison inside a fake perfume bottle and put it on his door handle to kill him on contact. But the man was quickly taken to the hospital before the poison killed him. So they tossed the bottle into the trash. But months later, a man found it in a donation bin and gave the bottle to his partner.
Rest in peace, partner.
She sprayed it on her wrists, and the poison seeped into her skin, eventually shutting down her organs and killing her 8 days later.
That's so sad. But why would you wait? Where do you find it?
The man found it in a donation bin.
Donation bin? Yo, that's so sad, bro. I can't imagine how guilty you feel. He accidentally killed his wife just by trying to give her something nice. Yeah, no, that's actually so sad, bro.
If you hold a balloon over a candle, the flame will weaken the rubber and it'll pop instantly. But if you fill the balloon with water and lower it over the flame, the heat goes into the water instead of staying in the rubber. Then the water spreads the heat out before it can build up in one spot, acting like a shield around the rubber. This means the rubber never gets hot enough to melt, so the water-filled balloon does not pop.
That's a cool magic trick you can actually do. I would actually try this, bro, but I don't have the materials. Y'all should try this under supervision, of course. What if instead of water we put gasoline?
The enemy bullet sliced right through his chin strap, knocking the helmet off his head. They were trapped in trenches just a few hundred feet apart, fighting each other for weeks on end. He had stopped thinking of them as men. They were just targets in the dark. But one day, for some reason, the gunfire stopped. For the first time in weeks, everything was still. In the quiet, he remembered what day it was, Christmas Eve. He lifted a lantern above the trench and began to sing a Christmas song. Stille Nacht, heilige Nacht. From across the field, another voice joined in. Then more. Enemy voices on both sides, all singing along. He stood up, climbed out of the trench, and stepped into the battlefield. Slowly, soldiers from both sides started to follow. They met in the middle, shaking hands on the ground right where their fellow soldiers had previously died. Some started sharing chocolate and showing photos of their families. They played football, traded souvenirs, and told each other stories. They even posed for photos together, because for once, they finally saw each other not as enemies, but as fellow men. When dawn broke, the lanterns burned out and orders came down the line. The Christmas truce was over. He returned to his trench, gripping the same rifle, and across the field, the men he had sung with the night before raised their guns too.
Did I just watch a masterpiece? I think the anime is finally got a raise, bro. I think on that note, that was beautiful. Seriously, like, what the heck? Yo, I don't even know what to say. That's how beautiful this was. And on that note, y'all, I think we're gonna end it here. If you guys want to see more content like this, click this video here.